Well, well, well. You know what they say. Third time's a charm. So yes, welcome everybody to yet another sort of brand new Let's Play. Not really, because this is the third time I'm doing this, and I'm hoping that this time nothing will go wrong, and hopefully everything will work out just fine, and hopefully the game won't piss me off too much. I doubt it, but you never know, right? So why not take that chance? But yes, this is Jak 2. This used to be my favorite of the Jaks, and then it slowly became not my favorite of the Jaks, because it ended up becoming kind of like a third, maybe even fourth favorite of the main series. That of course includes Jak X. Back then, I always thought that Jak 1 was like my favorite, and then I kind of changed it to Jak 2 because I thought Jak 2 was pretty cool. I mean, because it is. It really is. This is still a good game, regardless of how I feel about it, regardless how angry I get or how pissy, I may be. Jak 2 is still a good game, and while we play it, I will explain why I think it's still a good game. But then, yeah, after a while, I kind of fell off Jak 1 a bit, and then I started thinking Jak 2 was cool because Jak 2 had a pretty cool story and all this other stuff, and then it became a problem because it was just too damn difficult all the time. Well, it was for me back then. It was just like, oh, it's too damn difficult. I don't like the GTA clone type thing that it had to do, or that it was doing. And then eventually it just became Jak 3, which I will say I think Jak 3 is probably my new favorite now, for sure. Because the amount of guns you get and the levels you get to play are pretty damn fun. So I enjoy a lot of Jak 3. But with that being said, there's nothing really inherently wrong with Jak 2 necessarily. There's a few levels that I just do not like at all, and it's usually the robot ones. And I mean, the ones where you command said robot, and those ones are just a pain in the ass to get through. But yeah, I guess my YouTube history with Jak real quick. So a long time ago, I don't remember when, but my first time I tried doing a Let's Play of Jak 2, I don't know exactly which one's which in terms of order of what happened, but I know that one of them, I think the first time I did it, I want to say that's the one that bugged out, and it did that whole thing that Infamous did for that Let's Play, where it just crashed. Yeah, I know, haha, funny crash. But yeah, it crashed.
That's the last time I ever touch any stupid pre-cut.
And I was like, okay, well, I was just listening, sorry. It's just one of those fuck it, I don't want to mess with it anymore. Jak is annoying anyway. Jak 2's annoying anyway. I don't want to do it anymore. And then the second time I did it, I got to, I think, the mission where you were running around the city and trying to destroy those spider robot guys that are running around and shooting everything. And I think I remember trying to use the fourth gun, and that didn't work out. Why am I forgetting what the name of that damn gun is called? Why am I forgetting the name of that fucking gun? It's the purple one. What the Oh man, I remember most of the names of the guns, but I can't remember that one for some god-unforsaken reason. Why is it not coming to me? If I'm not mistaken, I think the Baron, who's that guy that was talking earlier, if I'm not mistaken, I think he's actually voiced by Clancy Brown, which is Mr. Krabs. Should be.
Hey, buddy, you seen any heroes around here? Whoa!
Wait, no. Is that right? Is that Clancy Brown? I don't know.
That's fine hello.
Because I keep thinking of Clancy Brown as Cortex, and
Risking my tail, literally, to save you.
I don't know.
For 2 years.
Also, this is completely off topic, but I love Daxter's design. I still think like it retains that bit of Crash look to it that I like a lot, and I think that's kind of neat, honestly. I also think it's pretty cool how, well, not every single game. I don't remember if Crash had any references to like the games beforehand. I'm not really sure. I don't think so. But I know Jack has a few references to Crash. I mean, you could say, like, you know, Daxter being a furry orange animal could be one reference, but there's also, like, the plant, the monster plant from, well, you know, in Jak 1 that's from Crash. So there's that. It's in Sandover Village inside, you know, Samos's hut. Also, by the way, just to throw this out here, this will not be 100%, so just apologies ahead of time. That's not the plan. I know. It makes me upset too. But for this Let's Play, I'm just going to play it how I want to do it. I'm not going to try to be too professional about it. I'm just going to play to have fun. So if I do side quests or if I don't do side quests, then that's just that. Also, sorry if I sound extremely whiny. I don't know why I'm sounding like a fucking loser all of a sudden. I mean, well, more than normal, I guess, but yeah, I don't know. My voice keeps like cracking or something. Something's wrong with me. I guess I'm just terrified. I'm scared to play Jak 2 again and actually do a Let's Play, because it's been a while since I've done my own Let's Play. Because I was taking a break for about a few months just to kind of get my mental back on track, because you kind of need that when you're doing things. And I wanted to work on something else outside of YouTube, and I did do that, and I haven't exactly finished it, which is going to take a long time to finish, but, you know. I like having things outside of YouTube to basically do to kind of keep myself on track, I guess. But yeah, I'll try to do what I can. If I decide to do the side quests, I'll take them on, because that's kind of a thing in this game. Well, they're not really side quests, but they are little objective things that you can do, that you find around the city, that you can find, that sometimes grant you like precursor orbs and such. So there's that. But yeah, on the third time that I quit Jak, I should finish that story. I ended up quitting it because it pissed me off, and that's basically why. So that's it, yeah. And I've done Infamous twice. I've done Infamous, and then it crashed on this channel, and I've done like 3 or so videos on Spadazzle Show a long time ago. I even started like a Silent Hill Homecoming Let's Play a long time ago as well on Spadazzle, but that didn't work out either. I don't know what happened exactly of why I quit Spadazzle, or I quit doing things for Spadazzle. I think it was at the time when we just quit Spadazzle in general, and who knows. It could be anything. But yeah, so in terms of Jak 2, since we should probably be talking about Jak 2 right now, because that's the thing that's basically going on. And I'll talk about my Let's Play hiatus just a little bit more in detail a little bit later. But, so Jak 2, as you can tell, Jak basically retains most, if not all, of his moves. And I should just say, like, yeah, he literally just has everything he's had before. There's not really much of a difference. He's got the slam jump thing that you can do, which I believe, yeah, that was in Jak 1, where you can do, like, you can do a slam, you know, double jump, you can do a slam, and then hold X, and then you jump even higher. Something I never really use often at all, if ever. He can, of course, swim the same way he does. He has his, you know, regular, like, you know, punch, which has the same type of animation. He's got his uppercut, you know, he's got his spin kick in air, that sort of ordeal. But once we get down to the brass of the later parts of the game, when things start to give us more stuff to play with, I will talk a little bit more in detail about how those things work and how they actually help Jak. And they're not fucking useless like I said they were a long time ago. Yeah, just to throw it out there, a long time ago I made a top 10 video. It was titled like Top 10 Useless Things in Video Games. And it was a completely shit video that I don't know why I made. besides for views. That's basically what it was for. And one of the things that I put in there was the Jak 2 weapon mod. Well, weapon mod as in, like, you basically get one gun, but it can turn into, like, 4 different weapons. That's kind of the idea of it. I know, spoilers, but it's fucking Jak 2 and 3. You guys know what's going on. The guy's mouth's not even moving. What the hell? Unless he's talking like Donald Trump, where he just has, like, his mouth, like, shaped like an O, and he's talking like that.
Protect us from these guards. I'll introduce you to someone who can help you.
This old man's a little suspicious. I hope he doesn't, become some, like, weird asshole later or anything like that. Also, I'm going on the premise, like, this is a really old game. You guys probably already know everything that basically happens. Oh, yeah, so this is technically new. Dark Jak form. It's... Well, yeah, it's new. One thing you'll notice is that I don't know if you take less damage, though. Because they did one shot. I don't know if that's a thing that Dark Jak has normally. I'll have to check into it later. But anyway, so yeah, I called the gun useless. And I don't even remember why. I think it was because... Jak 1 already had a pretty good sort of way of working. Like, Jak 1 was already built pretty well, and then they just added this whole new gun system, and then this whole, like, GTA system thing, and I think back then it was like, there's no need for it. Like, I don't hate Jak 2 and 3, but there's really no need for them to become that, and they did anyway. Which, looking at it now, it's like, I'm perfectly fine with... I'm fine with how Jak turned out. I don't mind this new era of transformation of the game. And it's also kind of cool getting to see Jak sort of evolve as a game. Because, obviously in Jak 1, it's a huge, huge change going from Jak 1 to Jak 2. Because obviously, you got guns now. There's a less of an emphasis on platforming. It's still here, but there's not like, it's not a collectible or collectathon platformer anymore. Now it's a little bit more watered down in that regard, which probably not the best way of putting it, but
We're looking for a guy named Torn. Of course it does. Are you Torn?
Maybe this guy's a new, like you used to be.
New faces make me nervous. Word is you're out to join the fight for this.
anyway, so yeah, Jak 2
Picking the wrong side.
became more of a story-driven
Not
type game
if you want
rather than like a straight-up
you and your
regular platformer. And honestly, Jak 2 still works pretty well with that regard because the missions are relatively pretty enjoyable. They're still pretty platformer-y, if that makes any sense. And then, of course, Jak 3 just evolves even further by just making it to where that entire thing is, just up to like 11 at that point. I just wanted a fucking car, dude. I didn't care whose car I stole. I just wanted one. So anyway, I guess I should explain how vehicles work, which is funny because I talk about how, everybody should know what Jak 2 is at this point. I shouldn't have to explain much, which really shouldn't, but I guess for the sake of a Let's Play, I might as well just explain. So basically, you have a few different type of vehicle things. You have light, medium, and then sort of kind of heavy. Heavy is usually... Well, these are terms I'm making up right now on the spot, by the way. I don't think these are actual canon terms. So, heavy vehicles are like the one I just stole earlier, where it's pretty much just a barren vehicle, pretty much, where enemies have like a sort of tanky car that can shoot. And then you have your light vehicles, which is the one I stole, last. Which is pretty much just like, if you run into another car, or even like a wall, you'll probably take a lot of damage. But they are pretty fast. They are like the fastest vehicle. They're pretty much like a motorcycle at this point. And then you have your medium-sized ones, which is basically kind of like a 4-seater, or at least a 2-seater. And those typically take about like a couple hits to take down, a good amount of hits. Those are the ones you want to use for missions that require you to like transport people and what have you. So something else you'll probably end up noticing in this game is enemies are a bit different. Well, right now enemies are about kind of the same as they were before. In terms of like difficulty, I guess. They're just kind of, you know, punch, kick, dies in one hit, dies in maybe 2 hits, give or take. That type of thing. And you'll notice that there's a health bar. Oop. Yeah, R3 is first person, that's how that works. You'll notice that there's a health bar. And instead of just getting regular green eco, we have health packs. And this health bar thing works it works in a similar way that the original one does, where you basically have 4 hit points. But depending on the enemy and the damage of whatever weapon hits you, you'll take either 1 point of damage or 2. You typically take about 2 points of damage. It's kind of annoying and stupid, but you know, it is what it is. That right there, folks, that's called an anti-speedrun trick. It's where I break the fucking game and I go completely backwards from where I wanted to go. Kind of a little dumb if you ask me, but you know, it happens. Oh, there we go. Also, something else about Jak I want to explain real quick is that it's pretty notorious, at least Jak 2, it's pretty notorious for having not only just difficult missions, but just ridiculous checkpoint system that just doesn't fucking work half the time. Well, it's not, you know, nice to you, I should say that. It works, it's just not very nice to you. And funny enough, I was going to explain it, but on that second platform I made, that a lot, or not really second platform, but halfway through that tower, halfway through the tower, there's actually a checkpoint there. You don't really see it, but there actually is one. No, hey, at least we don't have to climb up that anymore. So.
Yeah, I guess you guys are in.
Also, just to throw this out here, I am playing the PS5 one. I'm not playing the PS2 one because I was kind of worried, you know, people might complain about, you know, the graphics or whatever. But then, knowing how people are, they'll probably complain about this version too because, as you can tell, there's a clear split in Torn's face there. Some might say he is a little torn in the face, you know, just saying. But yeah, he's, yeah, there's some weird graphical problems even in this one too, which, that seems to be a problem with all the collections for, like, just Jak, Ratchet, and Sly. Like, each one has some issue somewhere. Ratchet especially. Ratchet's the one that took the hardest hit. But in my opinion, I don't really give a shit. As long as I get to play the game and it looks about the same, I don't really care. I'm here to have fun, man. I'm here to play Jak 2, you know? I'm here to jack off. What else was I gonna explain? What else was I gonna Jak-splain? I have no clue. Hitting people doesn't really do anything, only when you hit guards. Crimson Guards, that's what they're called. Hitting Crimson Guards, you know, sets them off. They get pissy, they set an alarm. They're basically the police of this game. They're kind of shit at their job, unless they're in missions. Yeah, I think I was going to explain checkpoints, but there's a lot of levels in this game that have just the worst checkpoints imaginable. So, like, basically, you'll get close to maybe the end of a level, and then all of a sudden you'll die, and next thing you know, your entire save is just gone. I'm going to turn up the volume a little bit. Not too high, but just enough to where it should pick up loud enough. I mean, again, you guys should, you know, remember that this is, of course, a Let's Play that I'm doing, so it's not going to be very well made.
That explains your charming sense of humor.
Also, Jak just now, he, like, we've only been playing for 20 minutes. I mean, granted, you know, he's been locked up for 2 years, so he probably knows about the Crimson Guards, maybe. If that's the case, I can let that slide, but I was going to say, like, how the fuck does he know enough about the Crimson Guards to know that they're just... I mean, yeah, we just met them, but that's such a weird statement, talking about their sense of humor. That's such a... I know it's a jab at Torn, but, like, I think I'm looking into this. I think I'm looking a little too deep into this. You know what? I never really explored this place, ever. I've never really, like, looked inside of it. Of course, you got, you know, your beds. You got Torn himself. You got a car. More beds. About 4 beds. What's on the table anyway? Sorry, I like to hit both the sticks when I do that. It's a habit. Also, Jak 2 looks pretty cool, but I do like Jak 3's design a little bit better. And then I guess to talk about Jak X, a long time ago, I used to not really care for Jak X. I thought it was like too hard, and I just couldn't get into it. And then my brother started playing it, and then he was like, I'm gonna go for the platinum. And he's like, I really love this game, it's really cool. And I'm like, oh fuck, now I kinda wanna play it again and try for the platinum too then. Because if he can do it, then I could probably do it too. And then I went for it, and yeah, I ended up actually loving the game even more than I thought I would. Oh, something else. I did consider doing this as a co-op Let's Play, but for starters, co-op Let's Plays are not the easiest thing to kind of get going. Because, you know, for 1 week you'll have one person, and the next you might not even have both. You might not even have one. You know, it's kind of a crapshoot to even try to do like co-op stuff anyway. So that's kind of why they don't really get done very often, is it just really depends on my mood, and it depends on like if people are even available first of all. Which is, you know, not a bad thing, I'm just saying. And I feel like, personally, this is something that I should do. You know, this is something that I'm going to have to be forced to do at some point. Well, not really forced, but it feels kind of forced. Well, back then it did. But nowadays it's more so like, I just want to play some Jak 2. I got done beating it, now I kind of want to play it. And yeah, I don't really want to wait to do it co-op. I don't want to, you know, have to wait every week or whatever to see if people are available to do it. And on top of that, this is my own personal hell. This is something I have to put up with. Now for Jak 3, there is a potential chance I might actually do it co-op because it is my brother's favorite Jak as well. And, you know, it's kind of a combination of us two. We both really like Jak 3 a lot. Although I do really respect Jak 2 and 1, of course. But I definitely enjoy... The fuck? You know, I forgot there was a precursor orb back there. Fuck that way. Oh yeah, so killing enemies, they drop Dark Eco. You guys have already seen that. I don't really need to explain all that stuff, but yeah, they do drop Dark Eco and what have you. Technically, there's really no reason for me to do that, but it's just like a faster way to kind of get up here. Because there's no, like, shortcuts leading me up. Oh yeah, so enemies, they don't drop health either. They always drop Dark Eco. I know it's kind of like explaining that, but yeah, they only drop Dark Eco. And then, depending on if you're fighting a Metalhead, which is a new type of enemy, then, I mean, well, technically every enemy here is new, yes, in terms of canon or Jak lore. But if you're fighting Metalheads, they will drop, like, Metalhead things, and then you can use those to spend on stuff. And by stuff, I mean doing side quests. Or unlocking the ability to do side quests. Which we will... I'll probably try to show it off, just for the sake of showing it off. But we'll see. And, yeah, so... Like I said, co-op-wise, I did consider it, but... I don't know. I've also considered doing like Ratchet 3 co-op-wise because it's my friend's favorite Ratchet game out of the original trilogy, and it's like, well, if I do that, then I'll have to do Jak 3 with my brother, which is his favorite, and then it kind of leads the questionnaire for Sly. You know, whenever I get back to doing Sly games, like when no one particularly likes Sly besides me, I'm like the only person that's really delved into it. And we could always do a thing where, you know, either I do it with my other brother or I just try to do it with everybody at once. Oops. I fells down. Maybe we all do it together, you know, just as like a fun little thing. Or maybe we don't, because I've already done Sly 1. I could just finish Sly 2 on my own. And who the fuck knows? This is what my brain thinks of. But, you know, we're here now. I'm playing it. I get to play Jak 2 again. I'm actually pretty satisfied. And this might be a weird thing to say too, but every time I play Jak, I for some reason instinctively kind of play it around the time when summer is around, because I remember playing Jak 2 around summertime, and then whenever I play Jak 2, I kind of think of it, and then now that like it's pretty much close, if not summertime, it just kind of brings back that feeling again, you know, that feeling of like, wow. Okay, I'm going to turn it back down, I guess. Still too loud. It just feels nice. Also, something you will notice is the cutscenes are a lot shorter.
You turn the valves.
Yeah, the cutscenes in this game are not nearly as long as they were in Jak 1. That's for sure. So, real quick, in order to get that orb over here, I don't think I'm going to try to bother with it, but I don't think we can swim around to it, can we? Yeah, okay. Fuck me then, alright. So this is a place that you save for later, but you could technically get over here now. There's no real reason for me to do it now, because we're going to have a mission where we come back later in this same place, but might as well do it. So real quick, just to throw it out there, there's I think a total of 200 precursor orbs in this game. As you can no doubt tell, it's definitely a huge drop from what the original game was, which was basically like 2,000, right? Something like that? I don't remember, it's been a while. Yeah, you're not supposed to fight these enemies just yet, but yeah, we're a little too deep into getting things. That's a little too far there. But anyway, so yeah, there's definitely like a huge drop off, and then 3 has 600 total. And the thing is, the orbs in this game are kind of scattered around, not the city. They are in Jak 3 though. In Jak 3, they are scattered around the city. But in this game, they're not scattered in the city, typically. And they're mostly scattered around like the outside environments, and then on top of that, in the side quests. And what precursor orbs do in this game is they allow you to purchase like secrets and stuff, so that's basically what they're for. And then for Jak 3, they're used to buy upgrades and other fun secrets too. Alright, precursor time. You could also skip cutscenes, which is nice too, but for the sake of Let's Play, I won't do it. Hold on. Just close that vent there, it's getting kind of cold down here. Another thing, kind of off topic, but just because I like to talk about things, just anything in general. I got Panda Express again today because I've been craving it for like a while. Oh, that's right. You need fucking Metalhead gems for this shit. I forgot. Oh. Alright. We don't have any cool moves. Also, Dark Jack, he's not necessarily invincible, but there's a thing you can get to where you can be invincible, but that's much later. That's a much later upgrade. But Dark Jack is uncontrollable, and basically... No, I mean, you play Dark Jack, like, you control him, but you cannot turn it off, basically. I do that just to kind of avoid guards and cars. You can tell, like, I play the game quite a bit. Also, since I am playing on PS5, I don't think this game has it. Not really. This is probably why the bouncer can never probably come to the newer consoles. So, in games like the bouncer and games like Jak 2, they have pressure-sensitive buttons, where like the harder you press, the faster you'll go in your car. Oh yeah, it's a race one. Sorry I skipped the thing, but who gives a flying fuck? Nope, I was gonna hit him anyway. So, they had pressure-sensitive buttons where, like, yeah, the harder and lighter you press will change basically how fast you go. And I think in the bouncer, there's certain moves that could be done by hitting that pressure-sensitive button, which is pretty cool, but it's mostly like a PS2 thing, so unfortunately, we don't have it for the newer consoles. But here, I'm just going to show off a side quest real quick, just to kind of let people understand, like, exactly what you do. Well, this is only, like, one of them. There's Easter egg hunting ones where you pretty much have to find a precursor orb, which those ones are fucking irritating. Because they show you, like, a slight glimpse of where it's at, and then they just don't give you more hints than just that. And it's kind of hard to find sometimes. Fucking dicks. Don't worry about the time limit, because the time limit will always reset to the exact number it's supposed to reset to. It does not add up. Like, you could have, like, 6 seconds left, and it's just gonna probably go right back to 6 seconds. You know, it just doesn't do much. Stop! Dickass. Watch where the fuck you're going, dickhead. But anyway, yeah, so basically side mission things are just used to get precursor orbs. I explained that before, yes, but they're there. Do them if you want. There's no real need to unless you're going for like 100%, but if you are, just real quick, just to throw it out there, if you're playing on PlayStation like 4 or 5 or whatever, and you want to get like Platinum for Jak 2 and 3, without having to stomach going through the entire thing, there's a couple of videos you can find on the internet that basically allow you to debug the game, and then you could just get all the metalhead things and get all the precursor orbs that way. Just go look them up. Anyway, so what I was talking about earlier, I got Panda Express again today because it's been a while since I had it, and holy fuck, it was horrible. Like, the last 2-3 times, I kept getting the same thing, and it's just the same dog shit quality. I got some Rangoons that were actually fucking worse than what they've normally been. And I'm usually, you know, pretty nice about things. Like, this is like the 3rd time I've tried this place again. Now, I've had it before in the past, but this is the 3rd time I've had it, like, recently.
You're sending us in, tough guy. So what's with this wheel dealer body blow stuff?
That's fine. I want the Baron to know that it's me who's hurting him.
Yeah, Jak got a hell of a personality change. Obviously, of course. I mean, that's what happens when you get tortured for, 3 years. That's what happens when they cut your prolapse off. Anyway, so... yeah, Panda Express fucking sucks now. It's just, I don't know, man. Like, I keep trying it. And it just, like... they just have garbage quality for some reason. I mean, it could just be mine. I'm an optimist, I don't want to say, like... there's no way in hell it's not that. Also, if you were to, try to goon, the controller is constantly vibrating here, so you could probably use that to your advantage if you're playing Jak 2. Not the best vibration, though, because it's not like a constant vibration, but, hey, it's there.
Unauthorized use of Fortress Door. Activating security tank.
Alright, so this fun little mission. Basically, he's just going to lock on, and when he locks on, he starts shooting, and you just have to make sure you're not within the eyeball shot of that. And watch out for these turrets! Because, yeah, they'll also shoot you down if they get you. Just take your time, be patient with this part. It's a lot harder if you just... If you make it harder on yourself, it's going to be that. Fuck. Yeah, platforming's also a bit difficult in Jak 2 as well. But only really because... I don't know, it just is. I don't know how I want to explain how it is. It just... sometimes it's kind of finicky. But it's definitely not as bad as Sonic Unleashed in some regards for its platforming sections. Although I will still defend Sonic Unleashed and say that I actually really love Sonic Unleashed. Yes, even the night missions to an extent. Oh yeah, something else I want to talk about to kind of spoil it for those that are watching my Jak 2 Let's Play, which, thank you for watching, if you are, of course. Especially if you made it this far, because that took a lot out of you then to make it this far in. But I might be overstimulating myself here already, but I do plan on potentially doing more than just Jak 2 single Let's Play on the channel. So keep that in mind. There might be a few more Let's Plays coming your way, and I don't know exactly which ones I'm going to do, but I have quite a few in mind. One of them being, of course, something I had in my 2017 lineup that I was supposed to do back in 2017, but never did because I got lazy as fuck and peer pressure and a lot of other stuff. A lot of problems arose back then. A lot of dumb YouTube competition amongst friends that should not have existed. I wouldn't even say friends, we're just more so like acquaintances. We just kind of knew each other. That's what happens, when you compare your channel to other people is, it makes you feel icky on the inside, It's not cool like that. There's friendly competition, and then there's what the fuck I had to put up with, which is why I quit for like 2 years. I couldn't take it anymore. I got tired of everything. I got tired of the streams too, of just people being kind of dickish in the streams and being asses. And then on top of the, what I was dealing with outside of YouTube, but like with other people comparing their YouTube to mine, that was pretty bad. That was pretty rough. Again, I sound like a whiner, and I don't want to try to, like, come off like a complainer here, but I'm just putting it how it was, you know? Just telling you how it is. Oh, what's going on here?
Metalheads in the city? Why are the guards giving them eco?
Why else, Jack? Why else? It's also crazy how easy it was for Jack to just adjust to this new world he's in. Bro's got like a fucking IQ of like 300 or some shit, like, Jesus. So this part's not that difficult. Just stand behind one of these things and let this fucker shoot it. These guys shoot all these pipe things. Oh, no, it's these things, yeah.
Missile systems at critical.
And we're done. All I gotta do now is just fucking run!
Warhead detonation imminent.
Or not. Game. I swear to God, if he shoots me in that, I'll be pissed off. And look, they both get the treatment. Getting their dick slammed.
This place has too much excitement. We need to move back to the country.
Well, we kind of did. Sort of. You'll see what I mean. You'll see what I mean later. Or country bumpkins. I always kept thinking, like, for some reason, like, bumpkin was, like, a weird, like, porn term, you know? I don't even know why, you know? Alright, that mission's over with. Now on to the next one. See how fast this game just kind of goes? It's a good solid, like, 6 to 8 hours. I mean, about 8 hours because, you know, cutscenes are, like, 2 hours total, but...
Has returned. One barbecued ammo dump served up hot.
We saw something odd while torching that ammo. The Baron's guards were giving barrels filled with eco to a group of metalheads.
Really? The Shadow will be very interested to hear that.
You know,
I'm glad that Torn's a good guy, though, because... Fucking A. Imagine if he fucking betrayed us, too, you know?
You and the rodent want to start proving yourselves? One of our suppliers needs his payment delivered. A bag of eco ore. Take the Zoomer parked out back.
Zoomer, that's what they're called, yeah.
Heaven Saloon in Southtown. Ask for crew. You'll be there. And don't let the Baron's patrols stop you. By the way, when you get there, pump crew for information. He's wired into the city and may know what the Baron is up to.
you can count on us.
Are you still here?
Hell yeah. Alright, let's go. Yeah, this game is very quick in its regard to doing things. It's got very quick, you know, snappy, witty commentary. Not commentary, but, you know, snappy, witty cutscene stuff. Oh yeah, so we have the red key access. Yeah, now we can finally enter the red area. And that's the thing that Jak 2 does that Jak 3 does not do. Is it has a whole security system thing that you have to kind of watch out for. And yeah, for this part, you pretty much kind of have to just dodge through them. So I think the only way to get to Crew's place is through this direction. And at the top of the screen, that's your timer. Not timer. It's your how far you are away from Crew's place. I don't know why they even bothered having it. I mean, an indication of how much farther I have to travel, you know, it's not a bad thing necessarily. It's just, it seems kind of pointless because, I mean, I already have a map. Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, don't get caught amongst gunfire because you'd be stuck. And then once you get around to this area, you're just going to want to stick on the water because guards cannot actually come at you on the water. I mean, they can in their, you know, their flying vehicles, of course, but you'll have an easier chance, an easier time getting the crew if you go this way. And just kind of dodging, you know, underneath the vehicles and stuff. And don't worry about whether or not the thing will explode when you get to Crew's place. As long as you hit the marker, you're basically good. And that's it. And we meet Sid now.
Jack, watch my finesse and stop.
Don't forget to ask.
Everything's cool. Nobody panic. Hey, big guy. Your crew? Well, we shook the heat, and your shipment's in primo condition.
That's good, eh?
Nah. I wouldn't say primo. It's definitely in a condition. Oh, what a fucking cunt.
The underground will take anyone with a pulse these days. What we have here, the Shadows mascot of the month. Soft, thick. This fur would go well with my silk suits, eh?
Yeah, I'd just be grossed up just being around him in general.
Anyone can see that you and I have the real juice in this burg. We're both players, right? We're both looking for a piece of the action, right? I think we can do business, right?
We did you a favor. Now it's your turn. Why is the Baron giving eco to metalheads?
Questions like that could get a person.
You know, Dexter's kind of cute, though, not gonna lie. I like having him around. He's an adorable little guy.
Want to see what that baby can do? Try the gun course outside. Show me some skill with that hardware, and I'll hire you for a job or two, eh?
Alright, cool. Get a free gun. Kind of weird that he just gives it to us. I mean, we are technically a part of the underground, quote-unquote, right now. So they probably have a good indication of, like, yeah, there's no way they're gonna, you know, do anything bad. But, I mean, when you think about it, this city feels like it's on edge at all times, right? So you would think that Crew would be a little bit more careful with who he gives weapons to right then and there. But he does have Sid around. So, you know, it's not like it could be bad. Alright, so basically, okay, yeah. So basically, if you don't have the weapon out, you can just press R1, it'll just unleash it immediately. Or you can hit up on the D-pad to whip it out, or whatever other gun is on the D-pad as well. This, of course, is, you know, this obviously is your ammo. You get about, I think, I'm trying to remember. I think it's like 5. Oh, yeah, that's the thing. If you stand in place, Jack will sometimes do like different like animation things. It's pretty cool. Let's see how much they give you. About 5. All right. So now onto the course. Yeah, if you just walk in there, you don't have to press X. Just walk in there. But you don't need to use the weapon necessarily, but it helps. These guys right here, they take about 2 hits. Obviously, watch out for civilians. And, you know, hit the gold ones. So, a key point, and I'll try to explain it a little bit better, probably in the next video or something like that, but, there is a trick with guns in this game, and it's a reward system. Oh, fuck me. So, basically, we'll use the scatter gun as the best example, because it's the thing we have now, of course. If you were to do a melee attack, whether it be your punch or your kick, what would happen is you would basically decrease the time between your reload of your shotgun. Because, see, this is just a normal shot, right? Like, look how long it takes just to kind of, like, pump and then shoot the next one. Like, I'm mashing R1, and there you go. That's mashing R1. Look how fast... Hold on. Okay, maybe it's not exactly what I thought it was, but... Okay, I'm kind of wrong. maybe the reload was not the fast thing part of it. I don't remember, but anyway, so just to kind of give an idea, pretty much it's a combination attack thing, and you get rewarded. And the gun, I think the gun shoots faster or something like that. If you do melee, I forget what it was. Now I'm supposed to be the jackhead, and I'm supposed to know all this stuff. This part right here is kind of hard. I already missed so many of these fuckers. I got the gold, though. If you get bronze, gold, or silver, you get precursor orbs, pretty much. But we're not doing all that, because I hate doing all that shit. If I remember correctly, I think it's... Yeah, so basically, if there are, like, tons of enemies around, you could theoretically have a non-reload thing going on. But you have to hit an enemy with a melee for that to work. You're gonna pop up like 2 or 3 of these guys, civilians. So pretty much they want you to play aggressive. That's the idea. And then the thing is, I never really thought about that until, like, I think I watched a video talking about Jak 2, and they explained, you know, the whole aggressive system and how it works, and I'm like, I never really thought of it that way. Like, I knew it kind of existed because, you know, if you punch somebody, you shoot faster with other guns, right? Like, that's obvious, but I never thought of how deep and, well, yeah, just, I never thought about how deep it actually goes. Well, it's not like the deepest thing in the world, but it's enough to where it's mechanically deep for a game like this, and that's actually quite cool. And talking about the guns real quick, just to make mention of it, I feel like the guns, they don't feel like guns in Jak 2, but they feel like an extension of Jak, if that makes any sense. Like, yeah, you have your punches and your kicks, your usual outfit, but now you have more range to it too, and it just feels like rather than using guns, you have basically more melee options or something, you know?
So you want to be wastelanders, huh, doughboys? Well, we'll see what you're made of when we get out in the thick. Crew wants some new trophies to put butts in chairs at the hip hop, so I'm gonna bag him 5 nasty metalheads at the pumping station. Dope, but
Yep. Peacemaker,
rolling with the Peacemaker.
I kept thinking that was what's called, but I'm like, that can't be it, but it is. It was Sig. I kept thinking it was Sid.
Tracks the metalheads, eh?
We'll meet at the pumping station. Listen, cherries, don't you leave me dangling in the wind out there.
Let's do it.
Also, the Peacemaker is the quote-unquote Rhino of the game, but it's not really, like, in my opinion, it's not really as cool. But anyway, we did about 45 minutes worth of footage here of recording. I'll just keep it about 45 minutes, that kind of thing. The typical. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see y'all next time when we play some more Jak 2. And as always, take care, everybody.